Happy day, everybody. Welcome back to the Legacy 1K coverage hosted by Chimera Gaming. All right, so on player one side, we have Andrew. I don't think we've ever featured him on this channel before, so welcome, Andrew. Not sure what he's playing. Again, I did not have the benefit of attending the event, so I don't know what these players are playing. However, we do know on player two side it is Daniel Verdesoto playing, and historically he has always been playing a stompy deck. So I'm under the assumption that he is playing Boros Initiative today. But we will see once the game starts. Okay, so Andrew is playing Yorion, so it could be Death and Taxes. And again, apologies, so there's most likely going to be a lot of glare. I don't think the camera was being moved around during this event. And it looks like both players are keeping track via paper and pen. So I will be keeping track of their life totals to the best of my abilities. All right, so we do see Simian Spirit Guide, Chalice of the Void, and a Cavern of Souls in Daniel's hands. So I am going to assume that this is Boros Initiative. Both players are taking a mulligan down to 6. So this is not new territory for Daniel. We both know, or everyone knows, that Initiative is one of those decks that mulligans quite a bit because it needs like very specific things to get working. But it does mulligan quite decently. I'll take a peek at Andrew's hand. Looks like that's a Caracas. Brainstorm Teferi. Okay, I'm a little stumped. I don't know what else is in his hand. I can't tell by the artworks. There's a Polluted Delta. Both players are settling with 6 cards in hand. It looks like Andrew's going to start with a Polluted Delta and pass the turn. Daniel going to draw for his turn. Finds a Caves of Chaos Adventurer. And what is the turn 1 play going to be from Daniel? There's an Ancient Tomb. Going to cast a Chrome Mox. Going to exile the Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Going to pay 2 life from the Ancient Tomb. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And you're going to crack his Polluted Delta. Go down to 19. I'm very curious. There's a Brainstorm from Andrew. So he finds Solitude, Baleful Strix, Flooded Strand. So it's Esper. Guess this could be like, there's a Baleful Strix. I guess you could be playing like Flicker. Like I keep wanting. It's like Soulherder. I'm a really big fan of Soulherder. So if this is a Soulherder list, I'm gonna be happy. But I don't know why. Esper Soulherder sounds wrong, but when Soulherder was a very popular deck, I wasn't playing Legacy. But whenever I think of Soulherder, I always want to think Bant, but I don't know why. If Bant Soulherder was a deck, let me know in the comments, and in what format. Because I think I was playing a lot of Modern at the time. But it looks like the Brainstorm is going to resolve. Nothing is going to happen from Angie's side of the field, and Daniel is resolving this Fable of the Mirror Breaker now. He does create a 2/2 Goblin Shaman. Whenever it attacks, it creates a treasure token. And then you can sacrifice that treasure token for 1 mana of any color. Andrew drew a card. I have no idea what card that is. He's going to play a Flooded Strand and crack it. Go down to 18. Okay, so there's Teferi for sure, and I don't know what that other card is. Is it like a Frodo? Hold on, okay, let me search Frodo. Okay, it's none of the Frodos. So maybe it's a Sam? Samwise the Stout-Hearted. Okay, so it looks like Samwise tempts the ring. Okay, Daniel is confused. Okay, so I'm going to read it off. So it is 2 mana, 2/1 flash. When Samwise the Stout-Hearted enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there on the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand, then the ring tempts you. Yes, the Flood Strand isn't in Andrew's graveyard anymore, so I'm assuming that I missed it when I was trying to find out what card this was. This card doesn't seem that bad, actually. It's any permanent. So it gives you your land. If a creature were to die, you can return the creature too. Andrew's. I don't think there's a good target for this Caracas in Andrew's hand. Okay, so it looks like Daniel was debating on whether or not he wanted to rummage from the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but he decides not to. Gonna go straight into combat, attack with the Goblin Shaman, create a token, a treasure token. And you're just gonna take the damage, go down to 16. All right, main phase 2. Here is Daniel. Gonna tap the Ancient Tomb for a Chalice of the Void on 1. Brings it 16 all. It's going to resolve. Andrew just says, sure. There's another Ancient Tomb from Daniel. Daniel gonna activate that one as well, bringing himself down to 14. Gonna sacrifice a treasure token to play an Archon of Emeria. This card is absolutely backbreaking for some decks. It is a flying 2/3. Each opponent can only cast 1 spell per turn, and then non-basic lands that your opponent controls enter the battlefield tapped. Okay, so there's a Solitude from Andrew. He's going to exile the Archon of Emeria, but he's also exiled a card that I have no idea what that is. All right, Andrew's going to play Caracas and slam down Teferi for his turn. Going to bounce the Goblin Shaman. So Teferi down to 1 counter. Samwise going to attack for 2. Brings Daniel down to 12. Fable is going to flip after Daniel draws for his turn. Wait, did I miss something? Daniel's life total says 12. Okay, I'm just going to fix it to the life totals that they have on their life pads because it doesn't look like Andrew's disagreeing. So it looks like it is 16 to 10. Brainstorm for Andrew, going to get countered by the Chalice of the Void. Teferi going to tick up, play the Flooded Strand that Samwise got back. Andrew's hand, I think if he stops hand shuffling for a second, I might be able to discern him. I think one is an Aether Vial, but I can't tell what the other card is. All right. So Andrew's going to crack down to 15. Finds a Scrub land. All right, going to cast Recruiter. Gets to search. Wow, is that a Gilded Drake? Okay, so Andrew pulling out Gilded Drake and Charming Prince as potential targets. At least I'm pretty sure that's a Charming Prince. Yep, there is a Soulherder. I'm a big fan of this deck. Gonna opt to get a Lauren, though. Okay, so Lauren can hit the Kiki Jiki and Chalice. Oh, but this interacts really well with Caracas, though. Andrew can continuously Caracas Lauren back to his hand. Okay. Andrew gonna pass the turn. Daniel going to activate Unlicensed Hearse, exiles Double Brainstorm. All right. Andrew gonna, Daniel gonna untap. No cards in hand. You can't crew this Unlicensed Hearse with the Simian Spirit Guide. But I wonder if there's better things that Daniel can be doing. This is very awkward. Like, although Daniel has a bunch of permanents on the board, there's not a lot going on. Gonna create a second Simian Spirit Guide. I assume this is gonna go and attack Teferi. But he could crew with the regular Simian Spirit Guide or the Unlicensed Hearse. But I think Samwise can trade with it, so that's just not a great idea. Token is going to attack Teferi. It looks like Andrew wants to chump it with a Recruiter of the Guard. But he has to be careful because if he's trying to get things out of the graveyard, then this Unlicensed Hearse is going to just eat it. Alright. Daniel's just going to pass a turn after that. Andrew finds a Marsh Flats off the top. He does indeed have an Aether Vial in the hand. I don't know what the other card is, though. It's been there for quite so... Oh, no. We know it's Lauren. So this Lauren can come down and blow up the Unlicensed Hearse. Fascinating. He takes the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I probably would have taken the Chrome Mox over The Fable. He is quite healthy still. Okay, so let's see. What does Daniel draw? What did he draw last turn too? They have to be like white cards because Daniel doesn't have access to white at the moment. All right, Daniel gonna come in with Unlicensed Hearse. Oh, Samwise is a legendary. Okay. That's kind of. This is kind of. I'm kind of hyped now. So now Andrew can continuously effectively block this unlicensed search, so he doesn't actually need to blow it up with the Lauren. Andrew going to crack the Marsh Flats, go down to 14. But Daniel plays Cavern of Souls and passes the turn, so he has so much mana, but what does he have in his hand? Is it a 4th Aer Lingus? It's the only thing that can't be cast off of the white mana. I guess it could be a Solitude as well. Man, I don't know. I wonder what that blue-white card is that Andrew exiled to cast the Solitude. Anyway, Andrew draws a Brainstorm for his turn, so now he has Brainstorm, Aether Vial, and Samwise in his hand. Teferi gonna tick up, go up to 4. And you're gonna attack Daniel down to 10 with the Lauren. There's a Brainstorm, gonna get countered by Chalice of the Void. He's running a lot of his cantrips into this Chalice. I think he's just forgetting about it. Wow, top deck to Gilded Drake. Can't quite see what Daniel drew, but Daniel stops him. He can't really do anything because of the Teferi. Gonna recast the Lauren. I think he's gonna get rid of this Chalice of the Void, but I really think he should be getting rid of this Chrome Mox. Wow, he's getting rid of the Unlicensed Hearse. Okay, I guess because he used the Caracas, he can't effectively block it. Maybe I'm a bit too focused on the attacking the mana base. But I guess there's a Solitude. Gonna exile, touch the Spirit Realm. Gonna get rid of Lauren. Alright, Teferi gets attacked down to 2 from the Simian Spirit Guide. Just gonna pass the turn now. Andrew gonna draw for his turn. Finds a Tundra, I believe. Teferi gonna uptick up to 3. So there's no real effective way of utilizing the Gilded Drake yet, but Andrew going to play or add Yorion to his hand. Simian Spirit Guide gonna attack Teferi. I'm curious. Oh, yes, because of the Chalice of the Void. Andrew cannot cast the Aether Vial. Alright, Daniel plays Plains for the turn and just passes after the Teferi goes down to 1. Andrew going to flash in Samwise the Stout-Hearted. Gonna get Ring, or Tempt the Ring again. Finds a Polluted Delta for his draw at the beginning of the turn. Plays the Polluted Delta. Gonna uptick Teferi up to 2. And I think Gilded Drake has to trade itself, right? It can't trade Samwise. I think it's like when it enters the battlefield, it swaps itself with another target creature. So now that Andrew is at the 2nd level of the ring, he can, whenever he attacks with the Ring Bearer, he gets to draw a card, discard a card. So he discards Aether Vial. Daniel goes down to 6. Sorry, I missed that point of damage. Andrew going to... Okay, so Andrew hardcast Yorion. Can you crack the Polluted Delta so that when Samwise comes back, he can return the Polluted Delta back to his hand. He's going to get Ring... He's going to attempt again. So whenever the Ring Bearer attacks, opponent loses 3 life. Oh, sorry, I missed. There's 4 levels. So one is if you block it, it kills the creature that blocked it or exiles it. I don't know. I'll put up the options for the ring as a digital card, on the screen somewhere. And Daniel is going to just scoop it up. So game 1 is going to go to Andrew piloting, I guess we'll call it Yorion Soulherder. Okie dokie, we are starting game number 2. Andrew playing Yorion Soulherder and Daniel playing Boros Initiative. Both players going to mulligan to 6 yet again. Seems like a lot of people are mulliganing in this event. Okay, so we're going to be trying to get a glimpse at Daniel's hand. He is going to be on the play here. So it looks like he does have... Oh, looks like he's just going to mulligan straight away. Yes, so he's down to 5 cards. Looks like Andrew is actually content with his hand and deciding on what card he wants to put to the bottom. Okay, here we go. Daniel going to draw his 7 and then go to 5 if he's going to keep. Looks like there's Magus of the Moon, Chromox. Not sure what that middle card is. I think it's a Lotus Petal, Plateau, Touch the Spirit Realm, and a City of Traders. So it looks like he wants to get rid of the Plateau and Chromox. I don't know. If possible, you can keep Chromox and Touch the Spirit Realm for white mana, and then play City of Traders into Blood Moon or Magus of the Moon. But that's very all in hand, and if he gets Force of Will, then it's not gonna be good. He doesn't have big threats in his hand, which is also a problem. Alright, so Daniel gonna start off with a Lotus Petal into City of Traders. Looks like he did keep Touch the Spirit Realm, and I think the rest is gonna be a Magus. Indeed it is, and Andrew's going to be looking at his hand. Looks like there is a Solitude in his hand. Does he have another? Oh, he finds a Swords to Plowshares right off the top. So this can solve the Magus of the Moon whenever he needs to. He also had available to him, because Yorion is such a busted card, he'd always buy Yorion into his hand and then exile the Yorion to the Solitude. Daniel going to go to combat and attack with his Magus, brings Andrew down to 18, passes the turn. Andrew going to draw for his turn. No, at the end step, he's going to exile Charming Prince to Solitude, get rid of this Magus of the Moon. So it looks like Daniel up to 22 now. Wow, finds the Plains. That's a little bit unfortunate because he didn't need to use the Solitude and Charming Prince if that was going to be in the top deck. Daniel's just going to pass the turn. There's a Wasteland. It gets rid of the City of Traders. Daniel going to draw for his turn. Not looking too good. And you're going to draw. Finds a Marsh Flats. Going to crack the Marsh Flats. Bring himself down to 17. Didn't quite see what card he drew for the turn. Oh, it's a Supreme Verdict. Finds a Tundra. Go to cast a Recruiter of the Guard. Looks like he is going to go with Charming Prince. Alright. And I assume he's just going to pass a turn after that. Not much more that he can do. And Daniel going to draw for his turn. Can he find any action? This is a really big hill to climb. Not only did Andrew have the answer to Daniel's big play that he committed to with his opening 5, he also found naturally a way to remove any other threatening creatures through Swords to Plowshares. But now Daniel has to play City of Traders. He is playing Chromox into and exiling Touch the Spirit Realm. Go to exile 4th Aerolingus. Here's 4 mana. Down comes a Seasoned Engineer. That's a pretty good 5. It is going to resolve. Initiative gets introduced into the game. This allows Daniel to find a basic land. But is the basic land worth getting rid of the City of Traders for? He does have access to both of his colors now. Touch the Spirit Realm gives white. One Chromox gives white. The other one gives red and white. There's no other reason to get Mountain, because if you are committing to Magus of the Moon, he does give you Mountains anyway. And you're going to tap 2 mana. Down comes Gilded Drake. Gonna swap. And gonna Swords Gilded Drake. How big is Gilded Drake? Looks like Daniel wrote 25. So Gilded Drake is 3. So it goes up to 25. Then Andrew attacks for 1 with Recruiter of the Guard. Brings Daniel down to 24. And you're going to now get Initiative, searches for a basic island, and passes the turn. Daniel going to draw for his turn. He has basic Plains in his hand and something else. Wow, Andrew just kind of has most of the answers. Everything that Daniel has done, no matter how explosive it is, Andrew has just been able to flip the table and turn the table and just re-hijack the board. Okay, so it looks like Andrew went to Forge, put 2 counters on the Recruiter of the Guard, going to go to combat, trigger the Seasoned Dungeoneer, reveals a Lavinia off of the Explore trigger. That means Seasoned Dungeoneer gets a +1/+1 counter, making it a 4/5. So now he's swinging 4 plus 3 is 7, so brings Daniel down to 14? Oh, sorry, 17. Okay, so now Andrew passes a turn with full mana up, has a card in his hand that I have no idea what it is. And we're going to see, is Daniel able to get out of this? Didn't play any cards last turn. This is really troubling. Just going to pass a turn. That means Andrew going to go to Trap Room, brings Daniel down to 12. Going to go to combat, trigger the Seasoned Dungeoneer. Reveals how I have no idea what that card is, but that means Andrew attacking for 8. There's a Swords to Plowshares on Recruiter of the Guard. So that means Andrew gains 3. Daniel should be going down to 12 minus 5 is 7. And yeah, Andrew's just going to pass the turn to Daniel. Daniel going to draw. Not going to find anything. And that is going to be Andrew taking it in 2 with Yorion Soulherder. Congratulations to him. That's a very interesting list. Maybe I should reach out and get it. Unfortunately, I don't have the deck list, so if you guys want the deck list, let me know and I will try to get it from him. And hopefully he remembers the exact list that he was running for this event. Otherwise, I will post it with minor changes. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a super interesting deck. I'm super intrigued. And I will see you guys for round number 5. Take it easy.